All right, so this begins the video of how to add resources to an event. So basically the resources tab, event resources, has an image that will lead to a PDF of the presentation. It will also, on the agenda page, put the link to the PowerPoint presentation or PDF. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is I need to download the files. So the one I'm going to do is the HIAP. There they all are. Download, direct download. This takes some time. Obviously, there's some big files. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna unzip these. And extract them to, not to that folder, but to this Govconnect. I'm going to make a new folder, HIAP 2019, and make sure I'm unzipping in there. Okay, so that's going to unzip all those into there. Now, we have a special script that I made that I have to run because if they are PowerPoints, they will just download. You need them as PDFs, so they will go to a web view, and at that point they can view it online or they can download it. So I made a script that will take care of this for us in bulk, and I'm going to change this folder to HIAP 2019. This is the folder that I'm looking for a file. I'm going to change it to PPTX, as that is, I'll show you here. Connect HIAP 2019. You'll see these are PPTX files. I see one PowerPoint file. And what we'll do is, actually we might be able to do a wildcard now that I think about it. We're going to try that just so we don't have to run it twice. Where is it? There we go. I am going to put a wildcard there. And you won't have to do anything there. So basically what this is going to do, I'm going to click play here. It should loop through all those. And we can actually watch in the folder. It's working. What it's doing is it's creating a version of each of these files as a PDF. Make sure it's still running. Okay, runtime error. It's probably that. Instead of doing that, I'm just gonna put X in there. Sorry, I'm dying here. All right, it didn't like that. star. As you can see, it's creating them now. And I must not have liked something else now. Oh, it's still going. So you can see it's creating these. And these take some time. One thing that we can do while we're waiting is look at the icons. We're going to sort by file type. So I need to create all the image icons for the files. And I'll actually wait till it's done because it's going to keep filling this folder with files. It doesn't like that one. Great. I didn't run into that issue last time around. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna create the icons. New. So what I'm doing is I'm copying that, taking it into Photoshop, pasting it. I'm gonna move it. As you can see, my previous lines aren't really cooperating. Just gonna move these. Okay, my select, and I'll basically just go that box size. Copy. I'm gonna remove all these from the last batch. Doesn't want me to delete all of them. So I'm gonna paste. Oh, that was nice. What's my dealio? Oh, I just didn't have the layer selected. Paste. Move this over here. Paste. Okay, those are essentially the same ones, those. I'm gonna change my canvas size. I'm gonna add like 50 pixels because some of the bottom is cut off. Okay. And now, I'm gonna drag these down there. Okay, so this one is called HIP-2019-holding. And you'll see why I'm doing this. I don't know if you have Photoshop, but this is the program I use to do this. HIP 2019 filler slides. I don't even know that we'll use those, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat and I'm just getting over being sick and it's kind of driving me nuts. So I apologize for coughing in your ear. So you can see why I left the titles down here. So it's easier for me to name the layers. Otherwise, you're kind of shooting blind. Unless, of course, you know exactly what it looks like. Or what the... If you knew that this was Sue Lloyd, well then you don't need that. As you can see, no spaces in the names, always dashes. And I would encourage you to always use dashes in any file name, like even for instance this, because computers, especially the web browsers and things like that, and different web languages really struggle with spaces. It's not that it can't be done, but it's just a better practice to Again, I'm putting the timestamp on it too, just because again, when you're assigning these, it will make it much easier, much easier. And as I go, I'm moving these down to the bottom as well. You'll see why in a minute. Oops. Don't need that one or this one. Those were okay. So show all the layers. What I'm going to do is select all these, right click, export as. So I probably didn't need to select them all there. I'll select them all here. I'll export them as a JPEG. Go 80% to reduce the file size. And export all. It's going to ask me where do I want to save them. All these are going to go into the HIAP 2019. And it will save all those as a JPEG in that folder. And you will now change my view. Here are all those JPEGs. .15, I got hung up on this one almost like that file didn't fully load from my OneDrive. That's what this is. It's not synced. That's probably why it crashed. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to upload those images. Those images are in this folder, and there are those JPEGs, and I'm in the images banners folder. That's where you want these images to go. I'm going to upload those bad boys, so they're there. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to get, and this is something that maybe I'll have to change in my script. I'm going to get rid of that other extension name. It's not hurting anything, but it looks sloppy. I'll maybe change something in my script to keep it from doing that, but for the time being, I think we can live. And again, we want the PDFs. The PowerPoints do us no good. Get out of there. Again, these have, I have a file renamer tool that I could have used. And one thing I want to do is I want to add the dashes on these. So I'm going to take my file namer tool. I am going to go into, where's my folder? Okay, there's your folders, HIAP. Okay, these files. Excuse me. I am going to find and replace. I'm going to find a space and replace it with a dash. And I'm going to do that now. Process cannot, because it can't find that silly one file. So I'm going to actually, I'm a wee bit confused PowerPoint because the dialog box is open. Edit anyways. So this is marked as final, so it's not liking me doing anything with it. That's probably why that wasn't syncing. I'm going to try my find and replace again. Process cannot. Okay, it looks like it's done. So in here you can see all of them have dashes instead of space. Instead of spaces. Let's see. There's all kinds of stuff in here. So another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change everything to lowercase. Again, it's just another best practice when with file names. Okay. So it just is going through right now and making them all lowercase. So there we go. I'm going to run my script through one more time and see what happens. So I'm going to come up here. Okay, it's trying to open that. So it's trying to finish. Well, maybe not. Let's try this again. Okay, so I'm in here. I'm going to play. Let's see what happens. And it's barking at me. Edits made in this view will be lost. Use save as to create a copy and make changes. So they must have some special permissions on some of these files. But time will tell. We shall see. As you can see, it's probably going to get hung up here once it hits Allison King because it couldn't do anything. It couldn't even rename that file. But maybe we'll get lucky and it'll work. It's a pretty big file too. The Allison King one is quite large, 140 megabytes. It made it. Look at that. There it is. Woohoo. We're getting some duplicates because we had taken the PPTX out of there. So those are the dupes. Just gonna delete them because we have no need for them. Okay. It's gonna continue to create the rest of them. We'll clean up the dupe names on those. Or the dupe names, the unneeded file extension. And this one I'm just gonna take it upon myself to give it the same naming convention as the others. Naming conventions are important because you can remain consistent across your entire site, and then other developers or whatever can come in and understand that you have basically a protocol in place, a way of doing these things in a organized fashion. Best way to put it. Consistency is key. Computers are stupid. You can write cleaner code too if you're consistent with naming files, because you don't have to give the code special instructions to like look for certain patterns or whatever. Another thing with file names is give them something meaningful. Like, for instance, I consider this file name quite meaningful because it tells me the time and it also tells me who. So when I'm assigning it, it's pretty cut and dry as far as what we need. Okay, so I've got all those renamed. Here's all the PowerPoint files. Here's all the JPEGs. These JPEGs will represent these as images. My wife is wondering when I'm coming to bed. Okay, so I'm going to go FileZilla. I'm going to refresh. Last modified. These I don't want in the banners. I'm going to put these in the events folder. And I'll create a new folder, HIAP 2019. Actually, looks like that's this one. So what I'll do is, I don't want the PowerPoints up there. I'm just gonna put the PDFs. Oops. Actually, let's alphabetize them, or let's do file type. There we go. There's all my PDFs. Upload those bad boys into there. And that's putting them on the server. Okay, so we have, I believe, most of the prep work done. So I'm gonna go back to the main site here, conferences, previous. I'm gonna open that in a new tab and I'm gonna go to the agenda and you're gonna see there's nothing here. So what we want to do is get those in there. And how do we do that? Well, we need to go to the profile, or I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself here. I need to go to the administrator. And if you think this is taking a while, well, it is. And now just imagine coming in here blind and having zero clue how it was done. This was quite the marvel to actually figure out how it was working. But we're here, we're doing it, and that's that. Okay, I'm going to go to components and banners. And you see all these. So here's the dimensional one, of the dimensional ones I made yesterday. I'm going to sort by ID so you can, excuse me, kind of see what, this one, I'll just delete this. This was when I kind of cheated a little bit and created a batch upload file just to make this process quicker. And just uploaded it into the database, but I don't think you guys really want to mess with the database. So I'm going to create a new category, unless there is one here already. Nope, so I see HIAP 2018. Maybe I'll just copy here. Can I copy? Yeah, batch. See, I'm going to copy it into there. Okay, process. There it is. Let's change the name to HIP 2019, publish it. Save it. Just gonna look if there's any other options. Nope. Okay, so now we have a new category. One thing, it's category number 49. You can see the ID number 49 up there. Otherwise, when you save and close, number 49 right there. And that's important because when we go into here, into the maintenance, the event admin, and we want to get into the HIAP 2019 resources, we want to select that category, and it's category 49. Maybe you don't need to know that number, but you just need to know that it exists. I'll save that. Let's see if we have any resources available. I'm quite certain that we probably won't. So program agenda here, here, resources, nothing. Okay, so basically your resources, these are the banners assigned to category 49. So I want to create a new banner. So I'm going to go banners, new, excuse me. And I am going to create I'll do the 910 Caroline Tapster, since there a 9 o'clock? I don't see a 9 o'clock, so we'll do the 9:10. I'm just gonna do that. So I'm gonna go 09-10 Caroline Tapster. Okay. The image. If you look in banners, 9:10 Caroline Tapster. Woohoo! Insert. So there's that image. Put a description if you want. I mean, if you really want to. The click URL. Now, what you can do here, and as a matter of fact, I kind of forgot about this step because I did a batch upload last time. I am going to go open another tab in the admin, and I'm going to go into banners here, and I'm going to just look at this James Cross. Okay, and so what you're going to see here is the code. I'll just paste it in here so you can see what it is. And notice, I remember I mentioned the dashes. See how that link, it doesn't even, yeah, so put dashes. So basically what we're going to want to do is we're going to take, because we put it into that events folder, and actually I'll just edit it down here so you can see what I'm doing. So when we uploaded it, when we FTP'd it up, this is where we want images, events, health in all policies 2019. Okay, so I'm just going to select that, paste that in there, and then we need the file name. And the file name, because we were smart and we named them the same and lowercase and dashes, is 910 Caroline Tapster .pdf. Okay, so that's the URL, the click URL. And what we're going to do is we're going to save that. On this one, the banner details. I don't know if we want to track impressions or not, but we'll just turn these on here. I don't see why we wouldn't want to. I don't know why they would be off, but they're off. So Caroline Tapster, this asset, when I go here, I'm going to refresh this page. Okay. Shares opening address. Okay, there's no one speaking there. So I'm going to go to leading healthier places, 910. Resources, and they're still not there. Why would that be? So I want to look at the database quick. Refresh this. You should see the new one that I just created. There it is, 910 Carolyn Tapster, blah, blah, blah. The click URL looks good. The image URL looks good. Okay, I'm going to delete this row. I didn't delete it before. That's just a junk row when I did my import. So So that looks correct. I'm going to go to events. This is HIEP 2019. Again, sorry about my cough. I have a tickle in my throat that just, as you can see, resource ID 49. That's that category 49 I was talking about. So that's correct. I'm just going to look here. Program. Find there. Look at the web. Health HIP, blah, blah, blah. 49. Everything looks correct. What are 14, program 16? Am I in the right one? HIAP is event 14. Active is on May 1st. Interesting. Carolyn Tabster. What is missing? Published. I see what a what a dip. All right, had to be something simple, right? HIEP 2019. Save. Watch this, kids. Oh, look at that. There it is. Boom. Save. And now when I go to that conference, it should open the PDF. Look at that. And when I go to resources, event resources, look at that. There it is. I did forget to do one thing, and I don't know if it's a big deal or not. I forgot to clip the date. You can let me know. But this is how it's done. If I click on this now, it takes me to that. So that is as intended. So basically what's left to do is the same process. So the next one I'll do the, excuse me, 925. Yes. I'll quote this. So I'll do the 925. I'm just gonna copy that. New, whoops, boom. This is the name. I mean, maybe you want it to look more proper. Sorry about that. We want it in HIAP 2019. The image in banners. There it is. Again, this prefix. For the click URL. And what the hell was that folder? Health in all policies. Oops, not there. So after that, health in all policies / that dot PDF. Save. Yeah, let's track impressions and clicks. Again, why wouldn't we want to know that? And then you can click save and new and it'll keep your like, oh no, it won't. I think maybe the new version or whatever. Okay, so there's that dude. And again, right here, resources. There it is. Save. Okay. So now when we go here, we should have another resource, which we do. And when we go to the agenda, should have that. It's not liking that file name. Let me see. Oh, it's got that goofy, copy that from there. And actually go into the banner item for that dude and change that. Refresh, and it falls right with the world, which it isn't. What do I have wrong? Dr. Peroska Austin. I'm gonna just copy that to make sure. And one thing maybe it's not liking is uh, the O with the dots above it. I mean, I'm merely speculating, but let's see. Save that. See what happens. Yeah, something goofy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, isn't this fun? Learning all this stuff and how finicky and crazy some of this stuff can be. So again, I'm gonna Change that to a regular. Oh, save it. Refresh. Yep, that's what it was. I didn't like that. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Long video. You see how it's done. I am hoping that you can do the rest of these for practice and then get back to me in the morning. Talk to you soon.